Here's my better late than never story. So I'm here, like all of you, we have that in common that we're here to learn confidence on camera because, yeah, because we all need it. I need it a lot. I'm so happy that I'm where I'm at, that I'm not like actually shitting my pants like I would be, not full on, but like turtling. Anyway, and to learn Lisa's mad skills when it comes to speaking and inspiring, to learn from her with her gifts and, again, her mad skills. Yes, lay it on me, sister, my sister friend. Anyway, so that being said, uh, we all hear, although for those two things, the reasons can be different. And for me, it's kind of ironic because my two reasons for being here are completely I never reasons, meaning I would have never said I would have done these. In fact, I said I never would, and yet here I am. And the two reasons that bring me to this course is parenthood and entrepreneurship. And yeah, a strange combo, wouldn't you say? I would, being that parenthood to me was reflected as, well, growing up. Say, here's teenage years. Here you go. Tracy, can you see what your brother Matt has in his mouth? And Aileen, where's Aileen? Have you seen Aileen? She was just in the kitchen. Okay, and your brother, what's he doing? Is he in his room again playing with action figures? What's going on? Is he doing his homework? Matt, Jamie, what's your name? Come here, come here. Yeah, that was growing up and hearing mom, 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 4 times over. That just mom sounded like nails on a chalkboard, not something I wanted to do, and so I decided not to. As far as entrepreneurship, that to me, that word always sounded pretentious. It was like, well, it's a business owner, and or self-employed person. And both of those, to me, growing up, with all the jobs that I had growing up, well, it didn't matter what job it was. It basically sounded like this from the owners. Why do we have so many people here today? Well, it's that day of the week, or you saw the schedule and saw what's happening. We needed extra people. Do we really need this many people? I mean, yes, remember last time when we didn't have this many people, then everybody was working twice as hard and we had all the complaints that we did and it just wasn't worth it. So we can always send somebody home. Sound familiar? So, I mean, I always understood what it's about. It's always about the bottom line. It's always about the money that goes out. And, that's at corporations, but I felt bad. I worked for a lot of small businesses and medium businesses, people who were, it was their livelihood, and I felt for them at the same time, knowing what they were, they had families too, and, what they had to put in the business. And it wasn't just the money, it was the time, and it seemed like it was all consuming all the time, like always worrying about it, never really off the clock, so to speak. And then everything rode on that. So, again, a big risk, just like parenthood to me, both seemed to drain all the time, energy, money. Let's see, no guarantee. Let's see, it sounds like it's too much to worry about. Feels like a ball and chain. I mean, it's kind of heavy there. And, all I wanted to do is fly away, fly far away from San Jose, California, and just go explore the world. I wanted to live the bohemian beatnik lifestyle, loved Kerouac and all the beatniks, jazz, and got into even Buddhism at that part. And you could sprinkle some Thoreau and Walt Whitman there too. But I didn't want to be tied down. and I just wanted to go do my thing, and I wanted to explore. I wanted to explore the world, and I got to. I did lots of jobs. I didn't just do one job. I did whatever job came around, and jobs would come around and take me somewhere else. And I mean, yeah, if I just go in order of the job, where I lived, it was, I born in New York, grown up in California, and got to go to, I mean, they're not the greatest places, but Iowa, Indiana, Virginia, Florida. Let's see, for work, I think that's it. I think in the States, and then I even got to go, and I moved to Italy and got myself a certificate to teach there. So I did that. Perché mi sono innamorata di uno, mamma mia. So yeah, I fell in love with somebody in Italy. So, and went there to work. I had to have a job, got a teaching certificate, and did that. And that took me lots of different places. And from there I got to Nicaragua. Would never guess that, but things work out that way. And it has seemed like that. Things have worked out their way. I've been able to do that for 20s and 30s even, when I had a very serious relationship and got actually married. And we did it together too, traveling around the States. And, I wanted to continue doing that until I met until I met this guy online after, yes, a failed marriage, and had to get back in the seat again. And yeah, we met, and he did not come a la carte. So it was more like when we sat down after meeting online. This was online, my first real online experience. No, actually second. And so yes, Ruben, it said on your profile that you had some kids, like part-time, or that you're parenting with your ex. Oh yeah, that would be my 2 daughters. One lives with me, the other one's at college, and yes, my recently adopted nephew, who I think was 7 at the time I met him. So that was an instant family if I was going to stay with him, and that too was one of those things you had to make a choice. Are you going to go and then go where your heart feels? He's such an awesome guy, and if I said no, it would only very much be because I wanted to keep my accustomed ways. And who could blame me? But anyway, when you're confronted with that and you have to make the choice, what feels right for you? What are you going to regret? And for me, I live my life, I'd rather regret trying and not having succeeded than to not have tried at all and regret not trying. So, and my heart said yes. So we got together, and I've been having to step that game up to be a parent, because it's not just about you, and it's a huge lifestyle change. So been doing that now since 2011 we met, 2012 we moved in. So there you go with that one. And let's see, with jobs, eventually, well, as I said, I got taken everywhere, and finally when 9/11 happened in 2001, I hit a real glass ceiling of having had so many jobs, and my resume in one way looked really impressive with all the different job titles in all the different states and countries. And yet at that time, with everybody out of work, it was a liability. It was like, well, so Tracy, what do you do? What is your what is your background in? I mean, it says here political science, but then you have jobs in marketing, you have jobs teaching, coaching, children's sports, lots of bartending and restaurants. Do you have an area? Well, you have a job, and that job description fits this job, and that part here is that job, and that one's over here. So I'm pretty much qualified. But not having been in just one field and staying in one field, the other thing that worked against me was, you seem to move a lot. About every 3 years or so, it looks like. Which, what could I say? The job got boring, or there was another opportunity, or something happened with that position, or, there was always a slew of things, but I just went where the opportunities blew. And reinvented, reschooled even, after having put myself through school, college, which is a 4-year degree in about 10 years. I was really reluctant to go back to school to be an X-ray tech, but that felt good, and I was reluctant yet chose to go ahead and reschool with the knowledge I could get into something that would take me. I chose it too. It was a skill that was portable. There's always a hospital anywhere around the world, and I already spoke Spanish and Italian, so that was working for me. And I could prove I could live abroad, so nobody was going to question whether I'd get homesick and how to go home. So I did it, and I enjoyed it. I loved it, and was at one of the busiest hospitals, Oakland, California, and got schooled there and had awesome training experience with all the demographic of Oaktown. Love you, still love and represent the 510. And and got to go into a whole niche of radiology, which is interventional radiology. Won't bore you with that. And that's when you hear about people getting stents or drained or things like that. So I call it the garage of the hospital, where we, fix what didn't get fixed the way it was, or mechanics. Anyway, loved it. Had fun in it. Thought I was going to keep going, and was wanting to do cardiovascular, that be there to get them when they're coming through the door, and get that rush of too much watching MASH growing up, and and I was on my way to that. It was, or it seemed like it was happening. It almost was happening, but I kept getting blocked, like totally locked, and union and all that other stuff, and a whole bunch of things. It was just like, you've got to be kidding, but it wasn't meant to be. That's when I met Ruben, and all of a sudden, career didn't seem to be like top of the list. It was like, oh my God, I'm now co-parenting, and this is like a freaking full-on job. It's not like I didn't know it wasn't. That's why I wasn't doing it, but now like doing it, and having the learning curve of 40-something years not doing it and having to do it full time, it was just like, whoa, yeah. So, but take it head on, right? Where was it? We were talking about my job, and so I loved that, and had the opportunity to use it portable. We decided to leave California. Just the can't sit in that traffic. Can't pay those prices, not gonna buy a house for that much, and not have a piece of land. Absolutely not. And then it's a fixer-upper still. It's like over $500,000. I don't think so. Don't want to be a slave to my mortgage. Settling down is one thing, but settling is not. That's no. Okay, so, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put those shackles on of having a mortgage like that. So anyway, that being said, we moved and came to Arizona. So arid, it's a very dry heat. So you don't have to worry about, raining on yourself, crying on yourself. And it's been great, actually. It actually has been. It's, it's, again, a lot of this isn't what I thought I'd be doing, and I'm doing it, and I'm loving it. And you know what? When you just know you got to go towards that calling, even when you're like, really, Arizona? Are you freaking kidding me? But, you know, I didn't have a better one to come up. Well, I had lots of better ones, but when you've got kids, that's a totally another thing. School and this and that, you're not supposed to use them as excuses, but you know what? I will. And it's too easy. It's too easy, and I'm not going to move a kid around like that and whatnot. And no, he doesn't. I'd be in Italy or doing something else. Be down in Mexico, in Oaxaca maybe, but still haven't been there. Yucatan. I digress. So, oh yes, we're here, and the portable jet got us here. The man transferred. We found a house. We manifested, we said everything we wanted, and it happened to have to be a new build, which was kind of bumming me out because I wanted ready-made, but there you go. None of them had what we wanted, and this one had everything except for the 3-car garage. Wah. Again, first world problems. So, way bigger house than I would have ever thought I'd live in and have to clean. But so happy, and room for guests and for all of us to have our space. And I even have my like office, you know, area, yoga studio on the other side. Beautiful picture my sister got me. And it has been great. So I was doing that job. I was doing X-ray, got it right over here, portable job, bam, set up. Awesome people, working with awesome people. It was like the first time I got to work with everybody who just worked together, even when they, you know, had their little things with each other, or, you know, about their personalities or work styles or whatever. But, you know, all in all, everyone awesome, gave a shit, and, you know, all good work ethic, and, you know, yes. And fun to work with. I had lots of fun being with them, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun being here. I mean, I was like totally forthright in my interview and said it, put it all out there, and thought they weren't gonna hire me, but especially since I wasn't even moving out there. We were just looking, and I was practicing to interview, since I hadn't interviewed for a job for like 10 years plus. Anyway, I digressed again. Got the job, loved it, loved the people, loved what I was doing, loved getting up every day, loved my commute was way shorter than this, and not as much traffic. I